I took the Canon R6 Mark II and I did a comparison with the 4K versus 6K. And over the last couple of hours, I wasted my time, so you don't have to. Welcome back to the channel and welcome inside of my office. Not many of my videos are in my office, but this one is, and I thought I'd bring you in here, and maybe there'll be more videos done here where I'll do more reviews and more hands-on with products. You let me know in the comments below if that is something you would like to see, or if you like me in the other studio where I have the white backdrop and I am just me, not in this environment. You tell me. Tell me what to do. Just do it. So over the last several hours, I took the R6 Mark II and I recorded internal 4K and I did the external 6K RAW with the Atomos Ninja V Plus, and I created all the content I wanted to do for this exact video. And I started to edit it in the only editor that I have that can handle the 6K RAW, which is Final Cut Pro. And I am not a pro at Final Cut Pro. And to be honest, I don't know anything about Final Cut Pro, except that I suck at it. I'm a DaVinci Resolve guy, and unfortunately you cannot do 6K RAW in there. Needless to say, after looking at the footage, after trying to do something with it so I can at least get 6K into DaVinci Resolve to get a nice export of this video, I just came to the conclusion, and this is going to be a short video, 6K RAW sucks. I wasted so much of my time so you don't have to waste any more of your time. And so I'm going to explain why the 6K RAW sucks with the R6 Mark II and what you could do in the future to avoid this mishap like I did. I did not. So the first thing is the 6K RAW, because it's not oversampled. It is the full sensor. You're getting a ton of noise, which isn't bad if you're able to clean it up. Well, as far as I could tell, cleaning up in Final Cut Pro is not that easy compared to DaVinci Resolve, and therefore I already pulled out more of my hair. I ran out there, I had to go to the back hair. I just didn't know where else to go. So really, after going through and looking at the footage and then comparing it with this footage, which happens to be the 4K internal at C-Log, 800 ISO, f4, 4200 or 4400, I forgot, somewhere in there, of the Kelvin, this footage just blows away the quality of the 6K of what I can do for editing. Needless to say, I transferred all this footage over onto my NAS, my network attached storage, not my other NAS. And I discovered that this file that I spoke for about 8 to 10 minutes is actually like 80 gigabytes. It really comes down to the ROI, the return on investment. And it's not always money. Sometimes it's time. When I'm looking at the 6K RAW and I'm comparing it to the 4K fine oversampling in C-Log, the C-Log just looks better. It looks cleaner. It even looks sharper with its, oversampling. The only reason I bought Final Cut Pro was so I could actually edit the 6K RAW. And guess what? That is a total regret. I spent $300 on an application that I honestly don't see myself ever really using unless I really have to, because DaVinci Resolve is really where it's at when it comes to professional video editing. I wasted about 2 or 3 hours of my time, so you do not have to. I would not waste a minute on the 6K RAW. I would focus, if you're an R6 Mark II user, I would focus specifically on the 4K fine at the 24, the 30, or the 60 frames per second. I will tell you the great news about this test is it was the final test that I had to do in order to get prepared for my full long-term review of the R6 Mark II, which now is going to be coming out very, very shortly. I've been talking about that. This was the last little piece of the puzzle that I wanted to talk about before doing that full review. And I will tell you that the R6 Mark II's 6K RAW external does not affect the fact that the R6 Mark II is an amazing camera, one of the best, if not the best, that I've ever used, and I would highly recommend it. And that's not the review. I'm going to go in depth when talking about this camera, the ergonomics, the feel, how I use it as a professional photographer when it comes to real estate and video, and who is it best for. So if you haven't already, please like and subscribe because that video is going to be coming out shortly. You have a different story than I do. I'm a novice with Final Cut Pro. I did not have a good time editing with it, and therefore I cannot recommend the 6K, but maybe you can. Maybe you have a better experience, and if you do, leave a comment below and let me know. I would love to dialogue with you. That being said, there are these videos over here that you might be interested in watching. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video.